Looking at the indices space, we have seen a big move towards the upside today. Now, we're talking last week about the fact that we are at very crucial levels, crucial areas of resistance where, quite frankly, the decision has to be made. You're going to rally through this big area of resistance, and in which case it starts to look like we could be essentially marking the end of this sell-off that we've seen so far in 2016. Or do we sell off once more? And if we did sell off once more, those were the levels, or these levels that we're going to talk about today, are the levels that they had to sell off from. We are actually breaking through them, so it's looking like a bit more of a bullish move off the back of that. So let's start by looking at what's happening with the FTSE 100. The UK index has seen a move back up to 60.24. Now, the crucial thing is we haven't broken through 60.24. And whilst we do have trendline resistance coming into play here, quite frankly, if you look at what's happening in terms of this whole move, each time I've adjusted the trend line from one point to another. So I've never actually really utilized trendline resistance in any convincing manner throughout this move. Now, I would say more convincing is this 60.24 if we get a close up above 60.24. And if I show you it in terms of the 1 hour chart, we can see we are right back up at the high. So 60.33 from the 18th, that's Thursday's high. Now, another pattern that I tend to look for, and it's sort of can show you a little bit better on the 4 hour chart, is the idea of a failure swing, or a swing through a previous high, having created a new higher low. On this occasion, we have set another higher low with this sell-off, and if we do break back up through this 60.33, then that looks like, actually, rather than selling off, it looks like this was essentially just a pullback or a retracement, and a close back through 60.33 sets us on a bullish path. Unlike the likes of the Dow, we actually still have some room to breathe in terms of this still remains a downtrend, but the importance of this area shouldn't really be undermined. So 61.28 really is the area I'd need to see taken out for me to actually say it looks like this downturn is over and that we're actually going to be moving back into a bullish mode. But for the time being, this area is absolutely crucial, and especially if we get a close up above 60.33, I think that's likely to see us push back towards 61.28 in a pretty quick move. Looking at what's happening over in Germany, very interesting here because we've got this double bottom formation. The target from the double bottom formation is 95.63. We hit it on the nose on the 18th, that's Thursday. Now we're coming back through yet again. It's the same kind of thing, creation of a higher low, and the close up above 95.63 is a bullish signal. Now, when we're looking at this area 60.33 on the FTSE, we haven't necessarily broken it yet, but we're breaking through the key resistance levels on the DAX, and I'll show you in a sec the Dow. That leads me to believe that we're likely to see a break higher in terms of the FTSE 100. So looking at this, you can see if we get a close up above this level, let's get it on the hourly time frame, we've got that hourly close up above this 95.63. Ticking low a little bit, you know, it would be nice if we could essentially consolidate just above this 95.63 rather than moving back below it. That would actually be a lot more of a clear bullish signal. If we move straight back below it, then it's a little bit more of a question mark, but certainly it's starting to set more bullish signals, and it's starting to look like we could use this as a base to then push higher once more. Next resistance levels you're looking at 96.23, 97.59, 98.52. So again, if we look at what's happening in terms of the FTSE 100 and we look at what's happening with the DAX, we haven't necessarily moved out of this big downtrend unless we actually close back up above 99.42. But when we look at what's happening in terms of the Dow, this actually starts to look a lot more bullish. Now, this is the 4 hour chart, but if I show you on the daily, we can see that we've got this big double bottom formation that's essentially been coming into play from the beginning of 2016. So we've had near enough 2 months of this in play, and the key level to be watching out for was 165.11. Now you can see on this daily time frame we are pushing very heavily up above that, and that starts to look like this is going to have been broken. If we get a close up above there, of course it's a big 2 month formation, therefore I'd be looking for a daily close up above 165.11, and if we do that, then that starts to look like actually we're going to see a decent move towards the upside. The areas you're going to be looking at 167.100, 16888, 17140, and then if you look at the projection of this formation, we're going to look at 1061 upwards, 1061 around about here. 175.72 I think is actually the level that I utilized from that projection. So there is the potential that we could be seeing a big move towards the upside from here. But let's see if we get that close, and if we do, then that could possibly give us a lot more of a clear direction coming into the rest of the week.